How's it going, guys? Welcome to Monday's game. Now, I am actually just uploading a regular old narration like this because I don't know what my day looks like today. I may or may not have been at job training because I'm actually going to be recording this in advance. I would rather just prep something in advance and then just upload it regardless, rather than bank on being able to do a picture-in-picture and then just not do one or get home too tired to do one. So, we have this game. This game is against a guy by the name of Daryl, who has actually subscribed to me, one of Heather's friends. Actually met him at the Pokemon Center last week. And, you know, I got the opportunity to play in person, and it was pretty interesting to just kind of hung around the Pokemon Center, had a little bit of fun. And this, I suppose, mixed game happened. Not really standard, not really, I don't know, it was just bring things and then just have at it. So it kind of worked out. Anyway, let's jump right into it. He's going to lead off with a Kyurem. I'm going to go ahead and lead off with Tentacruel. Now, Kyurem cannot OHKO me under any circumstances unless you got like some crazy like Choice Bandit outrage shit going on. I don't even know if that would KO, but just the regular Kyurem that I'm thinking of, especially, you know, after a Glaciate could have been a misclick. I don't really remember, but, you know, Glaciate on a lead, you know, just to drop the speed and then take it out next turn with the Draco Meteor. Also a good idea. But I'm running a bulky Tentacruel set, so he didn't really need to drop my speed or anything like that. But it gives me the opportunity to set up both layers of Toxic Spikes. He doesn't have any spinners. It doesn't look like he has anything that could set up hazards aside from Metagross. So Tentacruel is actually not really going to be too valuable to me aside from this point. So if it's at low HP and I need to use it as switch fodder, fine. That's what I stayed in to try to do right there. If he wanted to go for another Draco Meteor to kill me off, that would have worked out, but I just decided to go for Surf because of the stab move and whatnot. And it gets a little bit of damage off on Sableye. The more important thing is Sableye gets Toxic, and that's going to be really valuable because Sableye is just such a little shit. Right now, I do predict the Will-O-Wisp, which is why I'm actually going to go ahead and go into my Rotom. Do predict correctly. And what I can do right here is I can go for the T-Bolt because it is my stab. I don't mind going, I kind of wanted to go for the Overheat, you know, just to try to get rid of it. But I did remember that he did have an Arcanine, and I figured I might as well just go for the T-Bolt so I don't lower my Spec Attack or anything like that. And it will also be taking Toxic damage as well. Everything on this team, aside from, I believe, Metagross, will be taking Toxic damage. So that is also good in that sense, and then bad in the sense that I forget about how many things are susceptible to Toxic, and that'll come to play in a little bit. But for now, I know the only move he can really go for is Close Combat. Or, you know, his most valuable option, I suppose, because, you know, Flare Blitz is going to be resisted, Wild Charge is going to be resisted. Not really going to want to go for E-Speed, I suppose, especially if he thinks that I'm bulky or anything like that. I think he saw lefty, so, you know, he'd want to go for Close Combat because he thinks he's faster. So, I go into Tentacruel to take it. Don't really take it as well as I thought I would, despite having a good amount of HP. I don't know if I have any defense invested at all, but it still does a good amount. So he decides to switch out into Sawsbuck, probably predicting the water move, as I believe I just make a double switch out into Rotom. Not really sure if I coaxed that way, or I just decided to switch out just for the fuck of it. But right now, I was like, okay, I'm going to go ahead and go for the Will-O-Wisp to burn something. And I forgot I had Toxic Spikes up because that's stupid. So the only thing I could burn is Metagross, and Metagross has no reason to come in on Rotom Heat whatsoever. So the smarter play to have done right there would have been to go for the T-Bolt. But, hey, so go for T-Bolt right now. He actually told me, I believe after this turn, that he was specially defensive. So this critical hit may or may not have mattered. I mean, I am a modest max spec attack Rotom Heat. But the thing is that, you know, he's got a massive amount of HP. I can probably go run damage calcs or something after it. I haven't yet, so, hey, that's kind of just an interesting point to think about, I suppose. But for now, he brings in Kyurem, probably predicts my switch out to something else, you know, in terms of going for the Glaciate right here. He is going to be faster in every, you know, case and just whatever. So figure I might as well just go for the Overheat. If it doesn't kill him off, the poison damage will definitely help, and it'll just get off a really good chunk on him. It's probably the best move I can go for in this scenario because he is neutral to it. Crit kind of sucks, gets off a little bit more HP than I'd like to. But because he's at such a low amount of HP of this, I was banking on this for it to kill him, but it doesn't. So what I got to do right now, go out to my Tentacruel as death fodder because I am anticipating him to pull out the big guns on this turn and go for the Draco. Do predict correctly. As I mentioned, you know, Tentacruel's not going to be too valuable. I'd imagine that at this point in the game, if this Metagross does set up Stealth Rocks, he would have found the opportunity to bring it in a little bit sooner. Probably against, I don't really know what else I had out. Probably could have found one. I don't know. But whatever the case, he brings it in now. On the double switch, I'm going to go ahead and bring out Murkrow because I do have, you know, Prankster, and that's +1 on basically everything. What I'm going to do, set up a sub. I want to see what this Metagross' set is. Turns out it's a trick set, so I kind of lucked out big here, and that trick fails if you try to trick a sub. I don't think he's going to want to try to go for other moves. So what this means is that I have a free sub and a free mean look in the turns that, you know, it takes him to switch out and then his moves failed and whatnot. Means I get to Perish Trap this Sawsbuck officially. So there was the mean look on the other turn, and here's the Perish Song on this turn. Just means that all I got to do is bide my time for 3 turns, and as I don't think I mentioned that I'm a physically defensive Murkrow. If I did, then hey, you know, I'm just kind of reinforcing it. If I'm not, then, you know, this Murkrow is tailored to take on physical hits, and I can just roost, I can sub. All I have to do is do it for like 2 to 3 more turns, and I'm golden. You know, I just have to switch out on the last turn of Perish Song. The Perish Song mechanic works so that your opponent can't pick to switch out, but you or mean look, excuse me, mean look mechanics make it so you have to switch out the turn after the user that used mean look switches out. So if I switch out on the last turn of Perish Song, then he's stuck. So that's how it works. But we got this stuff going on. I don't know why I didn't speed this up a little bit more, and I kind of tried stalling it as much as I could have. But you can see that he's only going for Horn Leech, which I find a little bit unusual, and it might tell me that he's actually choiced. Based on the damage that he did earlier, I believe on the Roost, I don't think he's banded or anything like that. I think this might be like another fucking random Scarfer. Maybe Metagross was banded. I don't know. I just saw Racer, so I was like, oh shit, it's probably fast, you know, vroom vroom kind of thing. And then, you know, maybe he's choice Scarfed as well. So all I know right here is that he's more than likely just going to end up going for Horn Leech again. So I decided to switch into Rotom to take the hit. Take it pretty well. So Perish Song will actually just ensure that Lil Hat gets the kill right here. And, you know, Tentacruel with the Toxic Spikes also helps, you know, just to stall that down a little bit more, just in case I'm not actually able to successfully Perish Trap. That's kind of why I have those two working with each other. So for now, Metagross comes in. At first I thought, oh, this thing really doesn't have any business switching in on me. Maybe it's like some kind of weird mix variant. But it turns out he just goes for the Meteor Mash. I'm unsure why, but I missed the Overheat anyway. So I guess he's just trying to get off solid stab damage or anything or something like that. And Sony Vegas is being a huge bag of dicks and chopping out at random moments, and that's kind of annoying. But thankfully, I remember this match, so fuck you too, Vegas. Right now, I do get to go for the Overheat and just take it out from full. So I don't know what Metagross's purpose was to do there, but I believe he just has his Metagross and his Sableye versus, I believe, a couple of things in mind, so whatever. If that is his last one, I do have my Murkrow intact, so all I have to do, switch in Murkrow, go for the Perish Song. Actually, no, he has Arcanine, excuse me. Kind of jumped the gun here. But he gets to go for the E-Speed, and that should take me out from that range of HP. I'm not defensive or anything like that. Plus, you know, if he is banded like I was thinking he is just based on the close combat damage from earlier, that'll definitely, you know, put the nail in the coffin for me. Right now, my thing with probably the most defense that's closest to full HP is probably going to be Virizion. So if it turns out that he isn't choiced and he ended up going for the Flare Blitz, you know, that's why I ended up switching in this instead of Murkrow. Although I could have sub-stalled with Murkrow, you know, roosted, done that stuff. I just wasn't really too sure, so I figured, hey, I can take an E-Speed if he really wants to go for one, and then I can just take him out on this turn, and then we're just solid. So, safe play, I suppose. Now, I believe he's on his last one, which happens to be a Sableye, which is why I decided to just bring in the Murkrow, gonna go for the Perish Song, and that is just gonna seal the game off from there. You know, 3 turns later, I believe I speeded up a little bit somewhere along the way. Just kind of waiting for some after-turn effects, I suppose. Right here. So, there's the Perish Song. And that's the end of the game. So, hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, you're welcome to leave a like, rating, comment, subscribe, do your thing. I have more games from when I went out to Seattle, and I also have some Challenge Cup games. And then I have a couple of other games sitting in the folder. So, I suppose let me know what you would like to see later on in the week. And that should probably do it for me. I should be back more or less to normal on my regular schedule, but picture-in-picture is just going to be a regular thing while I kind of figure out what's going on with this this job situation. I should still be able to upload, don't get me wrong. It's probably just going to end up being later in the evening. Or I can use a scheduled uploader on the day before and just kind of work with that. I haven't quite decided what I'm going to do yet, but if I do just end up uploading, it'll be later in the evening, I guess. Anyways, that's kind of the update I have for you guys, and then the game I have for you guys. So, without further ado, I will, you know, leave and stuff, and then I guess I'll just see you tomorrow. Bye.